Here is Immortal Moments for explanation. Friends, like videos and subscribes to our channel. Immortality Season 6 Episode 2 Explanation. So let's start our explanation. Two brilliances rose from the sky. Fang Han and Meng Xiaobai no longer talked, and all flew to the Tiantai. There is no use for saying more, and it is the means to directly fight and win. Two powerful, arrogant disciples are destined to have a battle. Whoever wins, who can compete with He Qian for the big position. Of course, hundreds of years later, Feng Baiyu retired as the head of the elders. Become the head of the Feathering Gate, hold the power, command dozens of secular empire, control close to 1 million disciples, a generation of immortal supreme, this authority, no one can compare. At this point, everyone has to admit that both Fang Han and Meng Xiaobai are fully qualified to challenge He Qian. One is the supernatural power, the heaven and the earth, and the fusion of the Peng Peng giant egg, the life characteristics of the ancient ***** beast, like a human being, like a demon is not a demon, like a ***** is not a god, like a devil, like a fairy. Mana is tyrannical and traverses the heavens and the earth. Although it is a 6-powered supernatural power, but the life of the sacred symbol contains 55 kinds of great supernatural powers, which constitutes the fate of the 5 emperors, is no less than the supernatural powers of the last days of natural disasters, but also blows snails, hits ****, the vision of the drum is the quality of the immortal. There are 2 more magic weapons, killing several golden masters, and even killing the legendary giants such as the Ghost Emperor. This is exactly a battle. Compared with the last battle between Fang Han and Wan Luo, it is much more eye-catching. At this moment, the elders of the sentence were sitting in the palace of the sin of the penalty, while the other 2 elders, such as the Italian, the 2 giants of Jiang and Soft, also stood in front of the palace of the penalty, watching the 2 outstanding disciples fight, but obviously they cannot fight because of the door rules of the feather door. The true disciples will fight on the heavenly platform, and no one can intervene after mutual agreement. Meng Xiaobai really refining the heavens and the earth, and it is such a powerful Yuanpeng Yuanshan, mastering the power of the wind between heaven and earth, not only powerful and unparalleled power, but even more powerful is the speed is incredible. I take a reed bone relic. Changing the spring water is also to give you some chance to win. It seems that the 5 emperors are really powerful and they refine their medicine in 10 days. On the purple electric peak, Fang Qingxue fluttered in white clothes, and the eyes waved. Looking at the 2 brilliances of Fang Han and Meng Xiaobai, they flew to the Tiancheng platform of the Yuhua temple. Fang Han seems to have sensed the eyes of Fang Qingxue. He also understands why Fang Qingxue wants to take Lei Lei relic to exchange himself with Huangquan Shengxue. On the other hand, he has to give himself strength. That is to thank you for your kindness, but even if there is no reincarnation, I can also defeat Meng Xiaobai. Although it is a icing on the cake, but I am willing to take my heart. Fang Hanxian silently said that people have fallen to the platform. Well? That is. Fang Han did not look at the opposite of Meng Xiaobai, but looked at the past in the palace of the torture, because he found that the 2 more strange than the Meng Xiaobai more than a few strange breath. This is naturally like Rui and Ginger. I felt the chilling eyes, and Jiang's softness, like a deep and weak lady, smiled a little and encouraged. However, the wishful child was directly snorted, and a sneer appeared on his face. The sarcasm of the thought was directly conveyed into the soul of Fang Han, which made him uncomfortable for a while. Who is this big elder? I have never seen him before, and I sneered at me, as if I owe him money. This is definitely a supporter of Huatiandu. Hey, you are a master of longevity. But if it is not good for me, I will definitely let you survive in the future, and you can't die. When I beat Meng Xiaobai this time, I have to think about a plan. Fang Han's eyes were gloomy, but it converges. There are thousands of tricks in his heart. Hundreds of conspirators are constantly brewing. For a time, he considered hundreds of plans to deal with Rui. This son, the heart is actually trying to conspiracy to deal with me. The spirit is quite clever, but it is just looking for death. I am the long-life secret of the ancient giant, see you in this magical mystery, but look at the ants, the backhand you can shoot a few hundred. How about killing the Ghost Emperor? I have hundreds of ways to kill the Ghost Emperor. If Rui has been repaired, he has reached the longevity secret, and his mind is extremely sensitive. Seeing the myriad secret ideas in Fang Han's eyes seems to be brewing, he knows that this child's heart is definitely thinking about his own unfavorable conspiracy, and he is even more resentful and disgusted. A corner of the mouth hangs a cruel smile. The master of the long-lived mystery sees things differently from the mysterious secrets. Others saw Fang Han shocked, but in the eyes of Rui they did not step into the longevity secret and became the giants of the ages. Now Fang Han seems to be dissatisfied with him, he is angry and funny. The anger burns. However, in his capacity, naturally, the other side can't get cold, let alone Fang Han is now the key protection object of Feng Baiyu. Fang Han, at this time you still have the mood to look around. The cold and chilling voice was conveyed to the ears of Fang Han, but Meng Xiaobai was dressed in white, and a sword was behind his back, without a sheath, carrying his hands. Dark eyes are like devils, and occasionally there is a passing stream. He has already received the law of heaven and earth, this is his original body. It seems to be no different from the original. But anyone can feel it. There is a huge demon in this body that is slowly running. Every time it runs, the spirit in the heavens and the earth has some taste of collapse, and it is infinitely collapsed with him as the center. This is an extremely powerful performance. It can absorb the strength of the heavens and the earth in an instant. When you raise your hands and throw your feet, you can manipulate the space and gain unlimited advantages. Such a repair, even a random move, can make the enemy's body shape chaos. Into the rolling air, turn around, do not have to shoot, the other side will be defeated. This kind of throughput absorbs the vitality, causing the power of space collapse, and even the masters of the longevity secrets are somewhat surprised. The physical characteristics of the body are especially sentimental. I don't know how to deal with Fang Han. This child is very secretive and certainly will not fight the unsure. The elders of the sentence looked at Fang Han. Fang Han has excluded everyone's eyes and stared at Meng Xiaobai. The body feels free to move. It seems that it is not affected by the collapse of heaven and earth. Meng Xiaobai, you are so anxious to want to fail, it seems that I can't not fulfilling you. Let's make your 2 magic weapons, but I never use any magic weapon, because the magic weapon will affect my cultivation. Meng Xiaobai's character seems to be a lot calmer, but there is a powerful power, as there is always a condescending look that seems to be the momentum. It is no wonder that the ancient, this breath. I am paying attention to the world and using everything. If you don't use weapons, what is the difference between people and animals? Don't talk nonsense with you, see the real chapter on the means. Hey! The magic knife blood appeared in the hands of Fang Han. The ***** knife stalked, suddenly turned into millions of blood, and shrouded Meng Xiaobai. Between heaven and earth, all are ***** knives, so that anybody is turned into useless. The magic knife is ***** and sinister. As a Taoist device, the King of Blood Knight is now able to practice. For its own knife method, it is also very practicing. This is a trick of thousands of magical monsters. It is the cutting airflow that disturbs the world. A means of vitality is very effective in restraining Meng Xiaobai's ability to breathe and cause airflow collapse. It's too slow. It's late. My speed is not what you can imagine. You will give me a defeat between the tricks. At the moment when the magic knife flew out of the sky, suddenly, there were 6 illusory wings behind Meng Xiaobai. It seems that the spirit of the heavens and the earth is condensed behind the back. With a little movement, the whole person is integrated into the wind, between the heavens and the earth. Everything has changed, and every move seems to be slowing down. Almost at the same time as speaking, in the wind around Fang Han, there is a sword, fast. 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 It's too fast to imagine. There is no word at all to express its speed. A finger is 60 moments, but this sword is a fraction of a million. No one can dodge this sword. Fight! A sword pierced the head of Fang Han. Boom! Fang Han's entire head turned into powder, his whole person also turned into the purest vitality, seems to be a phantom. But in the phantom, there is a real thing. It is around, extremely powerful, contains 27 kinds of supernatural Jindan. Meng Xiaobai's sword pointed to the assassination of Jindan, and Jindan conveyed a word, explosion. Bad. The form of Meng Xiaobai appeared, and the heart was shocked. He cultivated into the heavens and the earth, and appeared to display it. It is a pair of Qi Peng wings. It is extremely fast, and it can master the wind and airflow. The mana is earth-shaking. With the lack of swordsmanship, it is more fierce than the instant killing. Killing is almost a trick. His assassination of this sword, originally known that Fang Han is a phantom, but he stabbed this phantom with a sword. The tip of the sword can be contaminated with the temperament of the upper cold, and at the same time can immediately find the true position of Fang Han, as the shadow of the assassination. Even if Fang Han has thousands of skills, it is impossible to escape the battle between thousands of swords and Wan Jian. However, I did not think that Fang Han actually had a golden Dan in the phantom. And as soon as he encountered the assassination of the sword, he would explode immediately, which made him still surprised. Jin Dan exploded, and he could not resist it. So without thinking, rushed back. However, Jin Dan did not explode, and his voice came from his ear. This Jin Dan, I am reluctant to explode. Scare you scared? Hey! When the first syllable of the sound was delivered to his ear, his eyebrows felt a sharp edge, and the blast came over, and the power of the infinite stars shrouded his body. A shot star has approached his eyebrows. Fang Han's plan is worthwhile. Blackmail has changed to such a degree. Fang Han's fight against Meng Xiaobai will not explode Jin Dan naturally, but he can use the tactics of Jin Dan slamming the west to scare Meng Xiaobai, making him a dilemma. Sure enough, Meng Xiaobai saw Jin Dan, heard a explosive word conveyed above, immediately retreated. Chaos the rules, was caught by Fang Han, a trace of falling star bow, shooting star arrow, too strong lethality, the big treasure of the best, immediately attacked, shot his mind, to hit a hand, to get rid of the aftermath. The sinister shot, the hot start, the tricks of tricks between the moments, even the three giants who watched the three longevity secrets were shocked. No one thought that Fang Han was fighting, the tactics were so clever, it's wonderful. If it is a master of the same level, then this will immediately fall into a dead end. The penetrating power of the shooting star arrow is powerful, and it is the power of the boundless star. It is shot by one arrow and locks the breath of the other party. It is hard to escape from the death of the Jindan level. Now Meng Xiaobai has fallen into such a situation. Star shooting arrow has reached within 3 feet of his side. Almost penetrated into his mind. Hey! Meng Xiaobai's face, but not the slightest shocked appearance, this moment into a state of mind as water, the body's breath suddenly shrinks inward, such as Peng Peng in the water, the heaven and earth vitality collapse again, the wind, the space is cut and broken, hee. The shooting star arrow was actually sucked into his stomach. Okay. Fang Han's slight movement, he is already refining the falling star bow and shooting star arrow. The two treasures and he both have a subtle sense. Now Meng Bai swallows his stomach and he suddenly feels, when I arrived at my own shooting star arrow, it seemed to enter a strange chaotic space. I couldn't fly to the end, and there were many weird elements around me, as if I had to preserve my spiritual brand in the shooting star. Nothing wrong, it is digestion. Meng Xiaobai's magical parasitic mistletoe, which itself has the life characteristics of Kunpeng. In ancient times, Peng Peng, swallowing stars, is an endless chaos in the body, capable of digesting all matter. Although Meng Xiaobai is far from being able to swallow the stars, he can use this feature to wrap his own magic weapon with his own King Peng Yuanshan method. The life characteristics of Kunpeng are really powerful. Although I have already counted it, I have only experienced the characteristics of Qi Peng's devour of all things and digesting everything. But I want to refine my shooting star arrow, it is still a little earlier. Fang Hanshin sneered a little. A great treasure, I want to shoot me? Too small to see me. After Meng Xiaobai swallowed the star-shot arrow, the body disappeared again. The next moment, a sword was close to Fang Han's side. Assassination goes on. The situation is like a thunder, the sword is like a cold moon, the forest is extremely cold, like the winter, it is generally chilling, sucking away the heavens and the earth, all the vitality. Endless heaven and earth, inward collapse. Under this sword, people with low skill should even be directly absorbed into the tip of the sword. However, just as Jianqi was close to Fang Han Sanzhong, Fang Hanqiu suddenly rose up a 5-color canopy, the canopy on the head of the emperor. Shop everything you need. See more. Shop everything you need. See more. Shop everything you need. Open AliExpress app. Shop everything you need. See more. The 5-color canopy, the light-filled, the scent of the clouds around the clouds, which also faintly thunder and crystal-clear electric horns, one lit up, huge power crowded out. Meng Xiaobai's sword actually met great resistance, is blocked outside the 3 feet, and the assassination does not go in. Good power. 5 emperors are magical. It is a supernatural power that can match the end of the world. Ruyizi, the elder of the sentence, Jiang Soft 3 giants saw the 5-color Huagai out, actually let Meng Xiaobai's sword assassination cannot enter, suddenly mind shock, secretly analyze the power of the 5 emperors. Meng Xiaobai, my top canopy is to absorb a Suzaku, a white tiger, a python, a otter, a basaltic cultivation, and the law does not invade, all evils are not broken. Of course, if you blew yourself, the Yuan Peng Yuanshan can be broken, depending on whether you are willing to sacrifice your life. Seeing Meng Xiaobai's sword point assassinated in the mask of his own canopy, the power surged, the surrounding air continued to blast, and a group of airflow exploded, but it never broke the canopy. Fang Han laughed, big sleeves a glimpse, suddenly the size of the grape, the inconspicuous purple light flew to Meng Xiaobai. When the Japanese side killed Song Wei, he used the door of RNA to collect the purple light scorpion and used it now, killing Meng Xiaobai. Purple scorpion? Meng Xiaobai knows the goods and sees the purple light of this grape. It is a shock to the gods. Although it is a one-time, the explosion is extremely powerful. Once it is contaminated, the purple fire burns and it is very troublesome. Hey! His body disappeared again, the speed was so vast, and the air between the heavens and the earth was cut into pieces by him, such as thunder bombing. Countless gas explosions, blasting around the canopy of Fang Han. Fang Han, do you think you have a turtle shell? I can't help you. I will let you trap in this storm, enjoy the endless storm and thunder attack. Meng Xiaobai's body is flickering, appearing in the west for a while, and appearing in the east for a while, and his shadow is everywhere in the heavens and the earth. Every time he fanned the 6 wings behind him, there was a group of storms that formed into a gas blast, such as thunder and screams, and the world was shaken. His flashing wings are extremely fast. Every blink of an eye is hundreds of times, even thousands of times. In the blink of an eye, thousands of storm thunders have repeatedly exploded on the canopy of Fang Han. On the speed, no one is better than Meng Xiaobai, who combined the characteristics of Peng Peng's life. Fang Han's 5 emperors and great devils, the condensed canopy, once displayed, there is really nothing that can be forcibly broken, the next product cannot. The Jindan explosion may be able to blast the gap, and the master of the long-lived secrets must first be trapped and use a powerful means to refine the half-hour. However, Meng Xiaobai relied on the speed, coupled with the infinite endlessness of the Yuan Peng Yuanshan, flapping its wings, cutting the airflow, and turning into the thunder of the storm, directly trapping Fang Han. Fang Han is the top of the 5 emperors, a tortoise shell, and the evil spirits do not invade and stand in an invincible position. And he is also invincible, because at his speed, Fang Han cannot attack him. He couldn't even lock his position at all, and his speed is now faster than the Jindan level masters. Thousands of violent hurricane blasted, but they were all forced to open by the faint light of the 5-color Hua Hua. The 5-color Huatsai seemed to have a fixed wind. No matter how violent the storm, it was blown into the 5 colors of light. Invisible. The canopy of the 5 emperors of the great devils was originally very powerful, not to mention the fact that Fang Han had taken a Lei bone relic in the past 10 days, and integrated the power into the magical power. The 5 elements of the gods were more powerful. The next 2 people, the victory and defeat is difficult. A speed lightning ghost, a law does not invade. The elders of the sentence looked at this scene, nodded slightly. That is not necessarily, Fang Han this son, means secretive, endless. I am afraid there are still some new tricks. Jiang softly said. Meng Xiaobai's mana is long, and the spirit of Kunpeng is exquisite. It is quite a long-lasting match. Rui said, I think Fang Han is going to lose at this time. After all, Meng Xiaobai is taller than him. 3 realms. The difference between the 3 realms is not a magical power, and the magic weapon can make up for it. At this time, Meng Xiaobai, even those who have changed their lives against the gods, will not fall into the wind. Hey! I swallowed my shooting star arrow and wanted to refine it. It's so easy, it can let me find your position. Do you think the shooting star arrow is so swallowed? At this time, Fang Han was clear and the mind suddenly changed, locking Meng Xiaobai's position. It turned out that Meng Xiaobai swallowed the star arrow, but let Fang Han and his have a subtle connection. How is Fang Han repaired? You can take advantage of this subtle connection and get the chance right away. In fact, this was a strategy at the time. Fang Han had already designed it. He first threatened with the explosion of Jin Dan, and then shot and killed the star arrow, forcing Meng Xiaobai to display the magic weapon of the of Peng Peng, which made him available. Always confirm the position of Meng Xiaobai. Meng Xiaobai's cultivation became the Yuanpeng Yuanshan, and the speed was absolutely extinct. Any attack could not be locked in his position. Does this party know? It has long been counted in my heart. Sky the magic hand. Give me a hand. The body was shaking, and a huge palm flew out from the left hand. It was covering the magic hand, with the dark magic flame. There were 5 colors of light, and there were even more thunder. This flight immediately the whole storm was swept away. Directly caught in the depths of a certain airflow vortex. The occultist was originally extremely powerful, especially the moment when Fang Han cultivated into the 5 emperors, and the strong 5 elements strengthened the magic hand, and the quality was stronger and faster. And 10 days ago, the medicinal properties of the reincarnation also penetrated into the skeleton of the magic hand. Make the bones of the magic hand become the bones of the bones, and between the waves, the lightning bolts. Boom! When the sorcerer grasped the hand, he directly grabbed the vortex of the airflow and exploded, showing the shadow of Meng Xiaobai. At this moment, Fang Han found the true form of Meng Xiaobai. When the sun-sharp hand is caught, the rock and stone are turned into black fly ash, and the surrounding airflow is all stagnation. It seems that the space is frozen. Jianqi has no life to kill the destiny. Meng Xiaobai saw the magic hand flying, covering the sky with cover, and the 6 wings were moved in the hands of no swords. The sword body was merged into one Changhong Stegosaurus, actually, and the sword dragons of the 3 swordsmen gathered together into a few similarities. Only one time, they opened the magic hand and bombarded Fang Han. Boom! The sword dragon of Meng Xiaobai's incarnation has infinite power. He slammed into the cover of Fang Han and the 5 emperors. The Huagai trembled a bit, although it could not be broken, but the energy was strong. The sword dragon, formed by Meng Xiaobai, the power and momentum, is not inferior to the Stegosaurus that is formed by the connection of the 3 swords disciples. This shows that he has merged with the horror of the Peng Peng Dome. Mana, at least the power of millions of horses. Fang Han felt the vibration of the 5-color canopy, although it was not broken, but the vitality was so powerful that he couldn't help but take a deep breath. The world's tree in the eyebrows was filled with more celestial spirits, which made his mana flow forever. Not exhausted, because the entire fairy world is the source of his mana. Puff puff. Several consecutive mana elements were sprayed on the top of the 5-color canopy on the top of the head. The 5-color canopy swayed in the middle of the 5-color canopy. The 5 elements were so powerful that they expanded outwards and shrouded the entire heavenly platform for dozens of miles. A 5-color thundercloud, countless fire and rain, water rain, golden rain, wood rain, earth rain falling, sea fire ****** thunder, Kuaishuation lei, Gengjinshan lei, Imushan lei, Utushan lei, in space indiscriminately. In an instant, the emptiness of a few dozen miles, the Tiantai and even the Tianzhu Square was suddenly filled with thunderstorms. This is not a single-scope attack, but a comprehensive non-differentiation. Every inch of space, every inch of land, no matter what speed, can't escape the attack of this god. Because this is a full range of envelopes, there is no gap. Under the cold, Fang Han is trying to consume mana, so that every inch of void is filled with the thunder of the five elements of the gods, and the speed of Meng Xiaobai is contained. The trick of the five emperors and great devils is the same as that of the last days of natural disasters. Once they are displayed, all the voids are shrouded. On that day, the 12-year-old Jindan masters are united, and the demon kings in the demon are not useful. All were strangled. The power of Fang Han is now almost the same. After all, his five emperors have a Suzaku, a otter, a basaltic, a python, and a white tiger. Among them, Suzaku, Shuaiyu, Xuanwu, Baihu, that are the equivalent of the peak of the Shentong 7 Golden Dan. The python, the legendary king of hell, is equivalent to the supernatural powers, and the masters of the wind and fire are even more powerful. In other words, Fang Hanwu Emperor's great demon gods are fully dispatched, which is close to the masters of 6 or 7 Jindan peaks. Amazing explosive power, unbeatable. Oops. Sure enough, Meng Xiaobai's body movement under the strong Thunderbolt blockade space attack showed his body shape. He was originally incarnate as a Stegosaurus. After the impact, he concealed his body again, but he did not guard against Fang Han's sudden display of his violent moves. He was suddenly swept by hundreds of five-line thunderstorms, causing his speed to be severely affected. Obstruction. If you are slippery like a rat, you can't escape the cleansing of my 5 elements of God. Fang Han succeeded, did not stop, even sprayed mana, cover the sky, the king of blood knight, and even a ghost snake sword, and a small white sword, spirit sword, smashed toward Meng Xiaobai. The cover of the sky is covered with sky, mixed with 5 lines of thunder, only one shot, the magic flame is wrapped in Meng Xiaobai, and the king of blood knight is condensed into a very fine blood. It seems to be a large cutting. The lines are generally worn from the sky-shaking hands. This subtle blood man's is the essence of all the power of the king of blood knights. It seems to be inconspicuous, but the power is simply equivalent to the perfect state of the big cutting. Under one cut, the void is broken. The ghost snake sword, the soul sword entangled, one black and white, like 2 yin and yang fish, together complement each other. Specially looking for the protective gap of Meng Xiaobai. Shop everything you need. See more. Shop everything you need. Open AliExpress app. Shop everything you need. See more. Shop everything you need. See more. A dance sword moves in all directions, no life kills the road to cover the sun, 8 deserted walks away from the gods, the heavens and the earth is impermanent. Fang Han, let you see and see that I have no martial art. 7 killings, no killing. Fight. In the midst of extreme danger, Meng Xiaobai suddenly made a sigh of relief, screaming, "Oh!" It seems like a big river, breaking from the middle, the heaven and earth spurt out from his mouth, and the air flow on all sides swelled. A sword in his palm got help from the power, and the sound of thousands of dragons sang together. The chilling sound shook the sky. The stars are shaking, and the swords are rushing down to the stars and then descending, as if there was a meteor shower between the heavens and the earth. Hey! For consecutive swords, respectively, smashed to the, covering the magic hand, ghost snake sword, the king of blood knight, and spirit sword, the 3 treasures of the treasure, the device, actually opened by his sword. The 5 lines of thunderstorms that were full of space were all separated. A huge sword was once again shrouded in Fang Han. This time, Jianqi is neither a sword dragon nor a Meng Peng's shape of a Peng Peng. The black and white demon ***** opened the **** mouth and swallowed Fang Han in one bite. This is one of the 7 killings of the sacred kendo. It is rumored that there are no 7 killings in the kendo, and no one can get it all. It's a fierce sword, but for me, it's not useful. After I practiced the cost of life, I've already violated the law, and the evils are not broken. Even if the world is impermanent, why do you have me? Fang Han was impermanent. Killing it in it, I feel that all sides are black and white swords, forming a large grinding disc, grinding my own 5-color canopy Mars, and making a sound. This sword is indeed awesome, but Fang Han knows that he can't hurt himself. Step forward and bang. The air was shocked and punched out. Suddenly, a dark portal opened, and the door of our Nao emerged. The boundless magic came out and absorbed all the swords of the impermanent killing. For a time, Jianqi was swallowed up by the door of RNA. Fang Han body is moving, every step of the step, the foot will rise out of a 5-color Xiangyun, Ruixia Xiaoguang shot. His body was stretched out, and each of the paws shot an electric arc, showing the explosive power of horror. When one moved, he went to Meng Xiaobai's side and punched a punch. Bang! It seems that Zhu was collapsed by Fang Han's fist. The sky that lost its support immediately collapsed, and the big pot covered it. In the boxing of Fang Han, there are also countless swords, cutting in the vertical and horizontal, in the sword, and also mixed with thunder. You Meng Xiaobai's speed is fast, my speed is not slow. Let you see one look at the swords of the White Emperor. The White Emperor Golden Emperor is the ultimate in the spirit of the swordsmanship. In the fight between the killings, there are also tricks similar to the instant killing, and the resonance of the heavens and the earth causes resonance and suddenly moves instantly to kill the enemy. Fang Han is now practicing Daocheng. His body is strong, and he even uses his body as a flying sword. He suddenly resonates with the heavens and the earth and begins to teleport, reaching Meng Xiaobai. The speed that Meng Xiaobai is proud of is no longer an advantage. Ordinary people, even if they have become the Emperor of the White Emperor, they can't take the body as a flying sword. Because when they resonate with the heavens and the earth, the body will disintegrate and turn into tiny dust, which cannot withstand such violent fluctuations. However, Fang Han is physically strong and has long been comparable to Fei Jian. Although I used to use the body to display the Golden Emperor, I still have to suffer some damage. However, these days, taking the rebirth relic, the body is once again strengthened. The most powerful thing is that these days, I exercised the sacred spirits and took 6 sacred spirits to strengthen the 6 hexagrams. The physical changes of the internal organs have been made. Now the whole body is stronger than the flying sword like the ghost snake sword, and it is the king of Blood Knight. Now Fang Han uses the body as a flying sword to display the Golden Emperor's moment of movement. There will be no damage, and it will consume a lot of energy. Of course, Fang Han never cares about the consumption of vitality. Anyway, once consumed, take a breath, the tree of the world will be transmitted and sent forever, and no one can do it. Unless it is a master of the longevity secret. Although Meng Xiaobai has a lot of adventures, he certainly does not have such things as the world tree. In the sky and on the ground, only Fang Han is unique. Hurry! He is so teleported, and he is not afraid of physical disintegration. Is it true that the 5 emperors are so powerful? Meng Xiaobai was cold and couldn't be prevented from being moved to the side by Fang Han. The fist was bombarded, and Io was shocked by his heart. Quickly shrinking body, disappeared in front of Fang Han. Where did you know that Fang Han was unreasonable? His body flashed at the same time, and disappeared, and appeared in a vortex of airflow, and it was shot by a fist, bombarding Meng Xiaobai from the airstream. At this moment, the speed of Fang Han is as fast as Meng Xiaobai. Looking for death. Meng Xiaobai stabbed a sword, the fist of the square cold. In an instant, the 2 fists and swords intertwined, collided in the air again to remember. Fang Han's fist, bursting out of 5 colors of light and vast thunder. Actually hardness, toughness is no less than Meng Xiaobai's sword. White Emperor Golden Emperor, really better than my feathering door. The mysterious Shen Jin Jian gas is much more brilliant. My feathering door of the instant killing **** if integrated into the White Emperor Golden Emperor, I am afraid that the power is even bigger. You can with the infinite space, time, and the resonance of the heavens and the world. After practicing to the realm of the head, you can make a big move of the stars. The elders of the sentence sentenced. The snow and the square are the same with the cold. If Fang Qingxue gave the Fang Han Lei relics to strengthen the body, Fang Han used the Golden Emperor to carry out the body teleportation. Even if it does not disintegrate, it will be hurt. Jiang Soft Road. That won't. Fang Han has cultivated another kind of magical power. Not only the 5 internal organs have been strengthened, but the 6 scorpions have also begun to strengthen. Even if you don't take the Lei Li relic, you can use the body to display the Golden Emperor. The elders of the sentence must cultivate to the longevity secrets. Double, comprehend, the body of immortality. The study of the body is more thorough than anyone else. What supernatural powers can you cultivate? 6. This time, not only the is soft, but even the wishful son is shocked. They also want to cultivate the undead body. If Fang Han has the magical powers of practicing 6 miles, it will help them a lot. Look! The elders of the sentence did not turn to stare at Fang Han. At this point, between Fang Han and Meng Xiaobai, suddenly a retreat, avoiding the sword and the edge, between the fingers, played 6 stone tablets. 6 eyes sealed the monument. The 6-headed monument is a killer prepared by Fang Han for Meng Xiaobai. When Zhao Shuani exhibited on the same day, he directly blocked the King of Blood Knight, and let it move. You can see that the 6 gods are composed of a great array of gods. What is even more powerful is that these 6 monuments have reached the hands of Fang Han, and their power is even greater. Because of the vitality of the gods, after the 6 brews, they combine with the spirit of the 5 emperors. The ethereal makes him use it. These 6 monuments have the same feeling as the heavenly hand, such as the arm. Even Fang Han knows that if the function is cultivated again, the 6 monuments seem to melt into their own 6 scorpions, strengthen their physical strength, and raise the body to an unimaginable height. It is very helpful to cultivate to the undead body in the future. Function is a kind of wonderful work, complementing the 5 emperors. Reciprocate each other. In addition, Fang Han's mana is much higher than Zhao Shuani, so the 6 eyes sealed the monument to the hands of Fang Han is simply relying on the Ming master. The role is greater. Now the 6-headed seal of the gods, 6 pieces together, arranged under the function big array, can be described as Huang Quantu, a nose door, as powerful. It is the killer of Fang Han. At the most critical time, I can get out of it and get stuck in Meng Xiaobai. Oh! The 6-headed seal of the gods spread out and violently swayed. The ripples of a circle circled from the monument. In an instant, the sigh of the gods filled the whole sky, and the eyes on the 6 monuments suddenly opened and shot the endless light. I want to run, it's not so easy. Enter my squad. Fang Han's body moves at high speed, and the 5-color canopy on the top of the head rotates, such as the sacral bones, biting Meng Xiaobai. Each punching they all brought the magic of the door of a nasal, blocking Meng Xiaobai from moving around, so that Feng Shen's big trouble would trap him. This child is hard to get around like this. Meng Xiaobai swayed, and every sword intercepted the attack of Fang Han. Although he was not in danger for a while, he was still invincible, but he felt that the attack of Fang Han seemed to be a spider, and he was entangled in it. Although he will fight back, there is no effect. The King of Heaven, King of Blood Knight, Ghost Snake Sword, Soul Sword, for treasures, like bloodthirsty mosquitoes, staring at him everywhere. His sword can be opened once and for all. These for treasures, but it is difficult to destroy them. The best treasures are not so good to destroy, it is very difficult to smelt. Even the magician is fully capable of exerting a great collapse, and it will not destroy the best treasures, let alone the next quality. It seems. Only killing again. In the eyes of Meng Xiaobai, there was a fierce glimmer of light. The 6 wings behind it were fanned again. The whole person immediately rotated the gyroscope, and the sword in the palm of the hand also rotated with the body, screaming and turning into a giant sword like a poisonous dragon. Drilled toward Fang Han, water fire Duran. On the paw, the blue sky falls, and neither of them is seen. Just as he displayed the water fire poison dragon drill moment, a huge yellow dragon appeared in front of the sword, the paw pressed, and hardened the water fire poison dragon drill. Boom! Huang Long was crushed, but Meng Xiaobai's body was also paused. Good opportunity. Fang Hanlian spewed a few mouthfuls of gas, and the power of the 6 blocks of the gods in the sky skyrocketed, and the 6 eyes locked Meng Xiaobai. Suddenly, the gods of the gods were covered and formed a picture, covering Meng Xiaobai. Ah, good battle. Meng Xiaobai screamed sharply, and the body rose to the sky. The sword in the palm of the hand swayed again, and it turned out to be a myriad of snowflake swords. Compared with the sword-mad elders, there is snow in the world. More powerful. These snowflake swords attack and kill to the gods. This Meng Xiaobai's sword is really powerful. I almost got smashed by him. Although the squad can trap him for a while, but he can't sleep for a lifetime, he has to add a line of defense. Huang Quan reincarnation. From the picture of Huang Quan, the whole voice was transmitted. The whole Huang Quan figure suddenly expanded and covered up on the big array of function. Suddenly, there was a layer of rolling yellow fog in the whole array of gods. Meng Xiaobai was completely caught in it. Huang Quan 2, function's big array, 2 arrays of magical treasures, finally succeeded in putting Meng Xiaobai's supernatural powers to the top, and the great masters of heaven and earth are trapped among them. After parasitizing the Peng Peng giant egg, cultivation into the heavens and the earth, Meng Xiaobai's strength is almost not under the Ghost Emperor. However, Fang Han has also made too much progress. Now let Fang Han and the Ghost Emperor fight, and even between the bosses, they can even gain the upper hand. Sky the Magic Hand, the King of Blood Knight, the Soul Sword, the Ghost Snake Sword. Come back. When I saw my big array of success, I was trapped by Meng Xiaobai. Fang Han took a hand, and the 4 treasures took back the body. I broke into the big array. After being trapped by Meng Xiaobai, he took the initiative and relied on his location to win a lot. Fang Han, do you dare to trap me? Do you think you can trap me? Heaven and earth law. Swallow all things. You want to use the treasure to trap me? This is delusion. You know why I don't use treasure? Because Quanping Yuanshan, all the magic treasures, all the magic weapons touched me, will be swallowed. I am waiting for this moment today. You have so many magic weapons, you are my gift boy. Every effort, it's all in vain. All your magic weapons must be mine. Meng Xiaobai was trapped in a large array, not angry and laughing, watching the 6 inscriptions in the sky lock themselves. In the eyes of the violent murder appeared. On the top of the head, the Tianmen opened wide, and the gods of the Peng Peng rushed out. The storm suddenly burst into the masses, and the heavens and the earth again collapsed at a speed of several hundred times. Suck! Meng Xiaobai's Yuan Peng Yuanshan once again inhaled. Hey, hey, hee hee. The feathering Qiangong is shaking, it seems to be infinitely narrowed and put into his mouth. The feathers of the mountains are hundreds of miles away, and the airflow within 1,000 miles is infinitely compressed and infinitely reduced. It must be inhaled by the Peng Peng. Above the sky, the 6 seals of the gods trembled desperately, screaming, and the 6 eyes were closed. It seems that it will be inhaled by Meng Xiaobai's Kunpeng Yuanshan. The yellow mist of Huang Quantu was also projected into the mouth of the pilgrimage of the dynasty, and even the magic of the door of the nose was sucked in by him. Inside the belly of the god-in-law, there seems to be another space to mount the universe. At this moment, Meng Xiaobai finally displayed his supernatural powers at the bottom of the box, and swallowed all the treasures of Fang Han in one fell swoop. It turned out that Fang Han was in his eyes, it was a treasure boy, and all efforts were made for him. Is it? I want to collect my magic weapon. I have to ask my fist first. The secret of Fang Hanyu's secret has already appeared in front of Meng Xiaobai. At this moment, his head is no longer a canopy, but a symbol with 55 kinds of great supernatural powers, blowing *** snail, hit the big symbol of the drum. 55 kinds of great supernatural powers were brewing, and then all condensed into Fang Han's left fist. Boom! Fang Han hit a punch to Meng Xiaobai. Meng Xiaobai has a sword and hardly picked up Fang Han's fist. It's useless. I'm a singer and a god, and I'm so powerful. Your cockroaches are so powerful that you can't break my lifeless killing sword. Fang Han did not speak, and suddenly, the fist shadow turned over and hit the 49 punches in a row. The boxing fists shrouded the 49 points on the body of Meng Xiaobai. These 49 punches, such as the dragon like a tiger, such as a wolf like a leopard, such as a meteor smashing, such as the sky disaster. Meng Xiaobai smiled coldly. In this moment, he also assassinated the 49 swords, and the Fang Han's fists were so strong that they completely resisted and stabbed them in two, and the sharp swords penetrated into the cold. The body is going to destroy his vitality. 49 boxing, for the 49 swords, the boxing sword in this moment of collision, stirring, seems to be transformed into an eternal picture. The two men's fists and swords are handed over, and each punch is restrained with each sword. This is an extreme manifestation of the cultivation of comprehension, power and balance. Who can't help but who? However, Meng Xiaobai's Qi Peng Yuanshan is still absorbing the magic weapon of Fang Han. The realm of Meng Xiaobai is 3 levels higher than that of Fang Han. Naturally, it has a great advantage. You must know that if you fight with a master and the situation is different, you can almost decide the outcome. Hey! At this moment, Fang Han suddenly hit another punch other than 49 fists, the 15th punch. This boxing is simply a pen of God. No one can describe the invisibility of this boxing, the ingenuity of this boxing, the emptiness of this boxing, the horror of this boxing, the perfection of this boxing. This 50th fist seems to be a punch that does not exist at all. It is a punch that has been smashed, but it has been beaten by Fang Han. It is just that Meng Xiaobai's old power has broken, and a moment when Xinli is not born, aiming at the floors. A punch. This fist waved. In the eyes of Meng Xiaobai, it mapped a dream. Meng Xiaobai suddenly, the mind is alert, he knows that things are not good to fly, but late. Fang Han's fantastic punch, directly breaking his sword, all kinds of swords, to fake the truth, he. A bit, hit his small belly Dan Qian. The huge impact of this punch, played the body of Meng Xiaobai's body, and then dissipated, then the vestment was broken, the big battle collapsed, and finally the sturdy belly of Meng Xiaobai, the flesh, suddenly Meng Xiaobai's body, was beaten like a big shrimp, bowed his body. Among his eyes, all surprised, it seems unbelievable. He couldn't believe that he had punched himself. But in the next moment, the severe pain in the lower abdomen made him know whether it was true or not. Unparalleled pain, boundless suffering, seems to fall into the nose of hell. Between the moments of thousands of years of reincarnation, the pain of Meng Xiaobai's tears almost flowed out. Fang Han's fist, with a nose and a magical spirit, once the enemy is bombarded, the enemy will suffer from the pain of the nose, the spiritual mind, and fall into the nose and hell, absolutely different from the general magic. Puff. Meng Xiaobai squirted blood and was almost beaten. This video will end here. Like video and subscribe to my channel.